Hello and very welcome to a new video. Today it's all about acid music because I'd like to introduce my acid note generation script, and what you can do with this is that you can generate acid note bassline patterns and tweak them instantly. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, let me quickly show you how it works. So what do we have here? In the first track we have an ABL3, which is a TB303 clone from Audio Realism. I think this is one of the best sounding clone out there as VST. So this is in that track, and we have the according MIDI notes over here. And in the rest of the tracks there are just some drums. Here's kick drums, hi-hats and ride loops. And let me quickly play it for you. So it's nothing too special. You can see here the ABL. For the fun, we can also raise the cutoff. So just a simple line here. And if you want to change this pattern, you can just go to the script, which is here. Sorry, this one. And then you have a bunch of selections you can make. You can change the scale, you can change the root note, you can change repetition style. That means depending on the length of the pattern, if you go to none, it will just generate the length you had picked here. So if you have a longer pattern, it won't be repeated, but if you click to exact, it will exactly repeat it. And if you go to variate, then there will be some iteration of the repetition. And how drastical these repetitions are, you can change here with the variation amount. Base gate length means this is the note length of the generated notes, and of course if you increase them it will turn almost into legato, and if you decrease them it will be staccato style. Then we have the groove type. The groove type is clear, it depends what kind of grid you have. Bars to generate, that means how many bars you will generate in one row. The target clip, of course, if you're using a arranger or launcher. The note density is how many notes will be generated in total. So 100% is like the original pattern, which is fetched from the pattern library. And if it goes like probably double, then double as much notes will be generated. Accent patterns, there are some typical ones, classic 303, downbeats, upbeats, 4 to the floor. This will add velocities, which is in a 303 context accents, which will be translated in accents then. So it's also nice to play around with this. An accent velocity boost means you can have a certain accent, and if you boost it, it will add 25 of velocities. So you will have more accent on this specific, or in general on every note. Then we have octave jump chance. So first of all, you can change here how many octaves you want to have jumps within the pattern. +1, -1, only +1, +-2, +2. You can also change, is it a single note, 2 notes or 3 notes? And then the chance, how many notes in the pattern will be in this octave jump. Note stutter chance. This is basically the chance if a note will replace with a stutter. Here you can define what kind of type will be changed this note into. In this case, 2 hits, triplets, or even 64 to change. Also, we have the velocity decay, so you can do some ramp ups. And the rest insertion chance means this is the percentage of how many breaks there will be. So basically how many notes will be left out. So what do we have? Minimal note lengths to replace. This is just if there's a note which is not long enough to fit, it will be adjusted. This is pretty dope. The slides I'll explain immediately, but let me quickly generate the new one and then you will see the actual power of the script. So let me play and just generate some patterns. Generate new. As this line is very high, you can always transpose here with these octave 1 up or octave 1 down. So if I press octave transpose down, then it will transpose the whole pattern 1 octave down. Let me check. Way better. And as you can see here, this is pretty dope. As you can see here, it detects the slides of each note. So if I go here, currently there are no slides because in the 303 context with MIDI notes, to have slides you need to overlap the notes. And the script correctly detects no slides at all. But what I can do now is I can, here you see the slides on off and the according note in the pattern. So for example, if I say, okay, I want to have from here to here a slide, I can just click on this and then the slide turns on, zack. And probably later on in the pattern here and here and here. And then I just hit repaint and then it gets, the same notes get turned into slides because of overlapping notes. Let me transpose down again. Can you listen now? Here you can see it's also visibly here to see the slides and also here in the patterns. Always, if you write those kind of bass lines, you start thinking, or not thinking, trial and error, what note in the position of the patterns could be interesting with a slide. And with this functionality, you can super easy, I always picked the wrong script, sorry. You can super easily exchange slides within the same notes. So for example, I say, okay, I don't like the slide on the first, I disable it and say, okay, I want to go for a very long slide here. And let me quickly change this slide at the end, click repaint, and now there we go. Transpose down, sorry. So you get the idea. And the cool thing is also when I like the pattern itself, I can transpose this even later on. For example, I can go to F. Click repaint. Now it's on F. The same thing applies to all the rest of the configurations you can do. Let's say I want to lower the note density. I lower this and go to repaint. So what happened now, exactly what's expected. It lowers the number of notes, and also this, as the slides are gone, of course now, yeah, there is no overlapping notes anymore, and therefore all the rhythm and the slides of the patterns are gone as well. But just for testing purpose, I did that. Let me just generate more patterns. Okay, I go here. Let's go back to C. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. variation amount to get more variations, and then just generate new. Okay. And this is also an example that even with the new generation, if the node density is still at 46 in this case, it will also generate less nodes if this is selected. So this also applies not only for the repaint, it's also of course applies for the new generation. So I go back to 100 and just repaint. So it basically fills out the rest of the nodes. Let's go for new. Also in this case, there is no slides in it. Let's transpose it down. And let's turn on some slides. Why not? Let's go from 2 to 3. So here, on, here, 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 and let's repaint. Okay. Sorry, this is because of the variation. Let's repaint it again. Now it's exactly what I wanted to listen to. We have the slides, and for the fun, let's turn on some more slides. Or even let's start with the slide on the 1. And transpose it down. I think it's a really handy tool to do quickly changes. So let's continue by generations. Also, let's change so there's a lot of notes going on here, especially in different octaves. So let's try to first of all add some slices. Probably there's also here a slide on the second. That's funny. And now by the way, I can also show how it will sound on triplets. So let's go probably triplets and then do the same line in triplets. Let's go back to straight. And also let's say we want more octave, let's say 100%, or let's say 70% of jump chance, and say let's also change the accents, and let's say we go even more crazy, plus and minus 2 octaves. So let's change, let's see, and do this. Clearly, it added even higher notes and even lower notes. You see here, C0. Let's add some notes. Okay, that does not sound that nice because the notes were not really nice positioned, but yeah, that's also fine. I think this is because of the variation. The note density is still high. So let's change this and go. Clearly, if there's these 2 octaves, it's probably too crazy. So let's reduce this to ±1, and also let's turn down the chance, because otherwise it's too much. That's way better. Nice. Okay, let's do more. Also nice. Again, a typical pattern where we could add slides. Okay, repaint. Way better. Alright, I think I demonstrated almost every functionality. It's super fun to use, and also, as always, I add a cool manual where you have all the functionalities explained in detail and also how you install it. At the end of the day, it's super easy. Just place it in the controller scripts, then activate it here. Settings. Controller, and there you can activate it, and then it will appear here. Alright, I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, that helps a lot to grow the channel, and yeah, I hope you have fun and you can grab everything on my Patreon page. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye.